That is right, guys. The M240i project is back from Scorpion headquarters with a brand new exhaust system. Let's take a look at it and tell you guys what we're up to today. So the stock M240i exhaust does have a twin bank GPF, which is now being emitted thanks to Scorpion. It is a 76mm exhaust system that branches into two 70mm to a nice big box and quad 90mm exhaust tips. There are going to be a range of exhaust tips for this: carbon fiber, ceramic black, and also some OEM style trims as well. But it's great to see, and it gets rid of that massive udder that hangs below the car on the stock exhaust. So in today's video, we are going to fit our brand new high flow shielded downpipe. It comes with an OEM tube for the OPF sensor if you are going to use a module to blank the sensor, and also it's finished in stainless steel with this F1 grade heat shielding, so we can maximize the power coming out of that turbo. Also today we will be fitting a set of iBack Pro lowering springs. These lower the car between 20 and 25mm. It is a Pro Pack car, so it has got the widened arches and the wider wheels, but we are fitting a set of brand new NVF02Rs. I can't wait to get these on. Also, while we're in the engine bay, it'll be rude not to stick an NVM ProRAM panel filter on there. We are going to be doing some development work on making a full intake, which is not just a hot air intake, and it's going to add some power and sound too. The G-Series model of vehicles are coming through thick and fast. They're getting more and more popular. Prime example here at G82 M4 M4, the NVM single mid-pipe. Now the single mid-pipe doesn't have OPF emulator tubes on there, so we do have to fabricate it on if you want to use an emulator and a JB4, for example. That's why on the G42 downpipe we have additional back pressure sensor tube on there, so that it doesn't cause errors if you're not going to tune your vehicle. But I'm very excited to start development work on the G42. Obviously it's the same sort of B58 as in the A90 Supra and the G20 M340i, which we have tuned already, but having our own development car, and especially one that's X-Drive, is going to be key. We're going to try and code in a two-wheel drive mode on that car, so once it's all complete and together, I'm very excited to see the new wheels as well. So our G42, as explained in the previous vlog, is a Pro Pack car, meaning it comes with the bigger wheels, wider wheels, 8.5 on the front, 9.5 on the rear, and it comes with plastic arch extensions to give it a wider stance. Although you can't really take out, for full suspension travel, you can't really have such an aggressive offset, because behind that plastic arch is the original metal arch. So your limitations are that of a normal non-Pro Pack car. But the Pro Pack car does come with bigger calipers, bigger brakes, better stopping power, obviously the wider wheels. So we're going to go for an OEM style of offset so that we get full suspension travel and it causes no issues on track. So yeah, I'm very excited to show you guys the 02Rs. Also, we've got some styling accessories, front splitter and rear spoiler, courtesy of Zigaro. We went for a gloss black option because I believe the gloss black and blue works really well on this car. So no carbon fiber here, guys. So now the styling and stance has been complete, we're going to concentrate on the interior, specifically M1 and M2 button retrofit. Now you can't do a full retrofit, meaning you can't utilize the memory function of an M1 and M2, but you can make it so that it toggles through the comfort, sport, etc. Also at the same time, we're going to fit the M track retrofit, which will enable us to have an M cluster and also two-wheel drive for funky burnout. I'm very excited to show you our brand new prototype magnetic paddle shifters for the G Series BMWs. As you're probably aware, the stock G42 comes with aluminium paddles, but it has the same sort of hardware as that of the G80, and it's always been quite soft in engagement, and it's never really wanted me to use the paddles because of that. But now with these magnetic billet shifters with carbon extensions, we've got this beautiful engagement. Listen to that. It's literally like a rally car with a sequential. So I can't wait to get these on, and these will be on the online shop soon. So now it's time to fit the M track module that will allow us to get the M Sport displays when we code it, the M1 and M2 buttons, and also those magnetic paddles. Pretty straightforward process, so let's get that done and then we can take it for a drive, mate. So we have to remove this part, then take the trim off. That looks nice, isn't it? Gloss black. So much carbon in the world, but I just think on the M240i, gloss black works really well. Then we've got a couple of screws that we need to take off. And this should come up. And there's just one connection. Bang! What a shock. We disconnected the battery. Don't worry, mate. Nothing's gonna blow here. So we've got to take the airbag off first. So airbag comes off carefully, and then the one connection here, put that somewhere safe. There's no chance it's going to drop and ignite. So there's your two connections for the shift paddles. It's pretty much the same on all kind of DCT, ZF steering wheel. Again, this kind of follows on to all G series, so the G80, even the X5s and X6s. But listen to them paddles, mate. So dull. So with the screw out and the connection off, that's your OEM paddle. Just listen to that in comparison to that. Amazing. There is a small opening for the connection to go through, so you just got to be very careful you don't snag it on anything. The paddles, because they're billet casing, they come with new bolts, because the OEM are self tappers on the plastic housing. There we are. So we're just going to leave this hanging because I don't want to disconnect it. So once the 4 screws are off, let's pretty much take this trim off and replace it for one with space for some buttons. So then these go into position and screw into place, mate. Get one of the paddles in. Again, it comes with a threaded Allen bolt. Premature that is, we'll wait till we drive it. And then the moment of truth, mate.
A few moments later.
Oh yes, such a familiar place. M240i car in the middle, although it's the M cluster in comfort mode, and you can toggle to sport, full M track cluster, and you've got the M1 and M2 buttons, so that'll take you back into comfort, that'll take you back into sport. Listen to the exhaust. We forgot about the exhaust. It's got a downpipe on it now. Anyway, let's go for a drive. I think we've kept you guys waiting long enough. Take a look at what we've created. such a lovely, lovely sound. It's how a B58 should sound, not with all of these resonators and OPFs and... the springs are nice, comfortable. I mean, the stock shocks, they are still in construction, so they're not like the aluminium versions on the M cars, so they're a bit heavier, so we might go coilovers at a later date. But whoa! Not even used the pedals yet, mate. So we are now in Sport Individual, which is comfort steering, just the way I like it. 4-wheel drive mode, and M cluster. Oh, listen to them shift pedals. Oh, stick it to sport. So it's got the sound, it's got the grip, it's got a bit of power, but it's time. It's a lovely place to be now. I think out of the factory, also, the M240i is just a bit too soft and a bit too quiet. From the outside, and I think where it is now is perfect. Absolutely perfect. It almost feels like an M2, but obviously it's 4-wheel drive, X-Drive, right? The new M2, however, is rear-wheel drive only. Shall we get one? Leave a comment below if you think we should get a G87 M2. So it's got the sounds, it's got the looks, it's got the functionality and the grip. It just needs a bit more power. But for that, guys, you will have to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash that thumbs up button, because we're going to be sending this M240i to the moon. So now it's that time to put the ECU into the bag and into this secure box. And we're going to send it to our friends Femto, so we can get it unlocked, get it back, and start tuning this G42. Catch you guys in the next one.
Don't matter if you cars for the road or tracks. Mexico on the lanes, or Dunnington doing up laps. Car man, I got maps, doing up maps. Maximum power, cars get gapped. They got tuners, we got tuners, but they're tuners a load of. Man got the map, what kind of map? Best boat map, fastest lap. Zoom in past, don't watch out, big man map. 3 maps, take a passenger seat, watch a man collapse. Foot to the floor, rev to the max. See him come through like axe. All you see is flames, all you hear is bullets and bats. He's doing it well, he's doing it right, and they can't do it like man. NV Motorsport, it's in the game. Gang.